Hi, I'm Katrina Kennedy. I want to show you how to have more engaging breakout room discussions and activities using a timed arrow on your PowerPoint slides that you share to the breakout room. This will help create some urgency and help people to manage their time when they're in the breakout room. Let me show you an example. So you arrive in the breakout room as a participant. The instructions are on the slide, and then the arrow indicates how much time you have left. When the arrow reaches the right-hand side of the slide, then it transitions automatically to the next slide with the next set of instructions. It's a great pacing tool for groups. So we're going to have 4 steps to do this. We're going to start by inserting a shape, and then we're going to animate that shape with the fly-in animation. We're going to set the duration for the animation, and then finally, we'll transition to the next slide. So let me go ahead and show you those steps. Now, I'm using PowerPoint for Mac. My settings and my choices are going to be the same as yours. They're just going to be in slightly different places if you're using Windows. So I'm going to start by inserting the arrow onto my slide. So we'll pick shapes. I'm going to go to the right-hand arrow, and then I'm going to drag it from left to right. Now I can customize this arrow any way I'd like. I am going to go ahead and double-click and type in 10-second timer. Now, I often have 2-minute timers, 3-minute timers, even longer, depending upon the activity or the discussion. For demonstration, we're going to keep it short at 10 minutes or 10 seconds so that you can see how it works. Then once I type that in, I'm going to go to Home, and I'm going to write justify this so that you see the duration as soon as the arrow appears. Our next step is to set the animation. So I'll go to Animation, Fly In, and you notice it comes from the bottom. We're going to go ahead and move to Effect Options and select from the left. Now, this comes in quickly, so we need to change the duration. On the right-hand side, we're going to change this to 10 seconds, or whatever your length is going to be. Now we have a choice to make. For this first slide in the breakout room, it can start on a click, or it can start after the previous slide. For the first slide, I usually check on click, but I have to remember that I've done that. So the arrow won't start until everyone's in the breakout room and I click the arrow to begin. We're going to do it differently on the second slide. Now let's go to transition. I'm going to go to transition. I'm going to select a transition and then come on over to the right, uncheck on mouse click. We don't want the transition to be click dependent. We want it to be automatic. So I'm going to go to after, and I want this time to match the animation of my arrow. So I'm going for 10 seconds. Now, when I go to slideshow mode, you're going to see the arrow appear and move across the screen, taking 10 seconds. And then it should transition nicely to our next slide. Now, this is often the last slide that I'll use at the end of a breakout room to let people know they've got 1 minute to wrap up their conversation and return to their group. So if I wanted to add a slide to this, I could just copy my slide or my arrow, paste it, and then the animation should be there. So we've got our animation on this slide. I could change it to the 1 minute by changing that duration. Now I want this to happen with previous so that that arrow comes in as the other slide, as this slide appears, so it's not dependent upon my click. So there you have it. Now you are ready to animate an arrow so that your breakout rooms have a little bit more engagement and a little bit more urgency so people know what it is they're doing as they move through them. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, please ask. And if you have successes with it, please share those as well. Have a great day.